What is up? What is up? What is up, my peeps? It's yours truly, Landry, and welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, we'll be reacting to a Japanese ghost stories, Hachishakusama, the 8-foot lady, the 8-foot tall lady. The video is brought to us by Nightmare Tales. When you get a chance, feel free to hop over to their channel and to let them know that you found their video via my reaction and that you decided to stop by to show some love and support, but of course leaving a comment. So now, without further ado, let's jump straight right into this. After, of course, full screening this, checking the volume and then hitting play. Let go.
In the summer of 1970, Kana, an 8-year-old girl from Tokyo, and her parents traveled to the small town of Aya in Miyazaki Prefecture to visit her grandparents.
Okay.
They had a small house on a large property which Kana reveled in running around and exploring the lush green and overgrown countryside. Kana's parents had left her in the care of her grandparents as they tended to some commitments in the city of Miyazaki itself, which Kana did not mind at all. She loved the freedom of being in the wide open spaces outdoors and would disappear for hours into the surrounding forest. It was on the second day.
Yeah, bro, she was enjoying her time in nature, bro. Away from civilization, breathing in some fresh air.
Her parents were gone that Kana had her first unfortunate encounter with Hachishakusama, the 8-foot tall lady.
Oh boy.
Kana was just inside the edge of the forest, happily collecting rocks to take back as souvenirs, when she heard a disturbing sound. Po, 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 po. It whispered in a deep masculine voice. Kana looked up towards the source of the sound and froze in fear when she saw a huge woman dressed in all white, with hair as black as a raven, a cold grey face with an unsettling smile, and a huge...
Oh no, boy, it's an evil spirit. Run! Run, my girl, run!
Huge hat that cast a shadow all the way down her long, 8-foot tall frame. Kana and the woman locked eyes briefly as Kana tried to find her voice to call out, but she could barely breathe, let alone make a sound. Then the woman backed away and disappeared into the dark shadows of the forest behind her. Kana, struggling to get her legs to work properly, ran back to the farmhouse immediately and told her grandma what she had seen. Once Kana's story had been properly relayed and the gravity of the situation set in, her grandma's demeanor quickly became deadly serious.
I don't know why, but that grandma is looking like, girl, I told you not to wander off the property. Why didn't you listen? Now you don't fucked around and met something that you weren't supposed to meet. And now your life is about to get flipped upside down.
She grabbed Kana by the arms and demanded to know exactly what she had seen and heard. As Kana explained, her grandma began to weep.
Oh shit.
The grandmother quickly relayed what had happened to her husband, who, in shock, rushed to the phone to try and contact Kana's parents. They were not at their hotel, and so a message was left with the concierge. Kana, now scared and confused, asked what was going on
The parents
and
were
why everyone
out there,
seemed to be in such a
living their best
panic.
life, huh?
Her grandfather sat her down and stared deep into her eyes. "Listen closely, Kana," he started. "It seems you've been chosen by Hachishakusama, and unless we can protect you, she will abduct you, like
Chosen for what?
she did several other children in this area, decades ago." Kana was now in tears. What she had just been told terrified her, yet she couldn't help but want to know more. "Who is Hachishakusama?" she then asked.
Yeah, who is
Her
she?
grandfather went on to explain. "No one knows her origins," he said. "Only that this 8-foot woman selects her victims by quietly approaching them, then chanting a po, 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 po sound before retreating. Within a few...
It sounds like she's a tormented spirit that refused to pass away, and she's still in the world of the living, and is looking for revenge.
few days, that person will disappear. She was supposedly captured by some local monks who imprisoned her in an old shrine by placing a Jizo statue at north, south, east, and west points of the ruins. It appeared, however, that somehow Hachishakusama has escaped. Kana was then taken into the most secure room in the house. The windows were boarded up, and small balls of pure salt were placed in each corner of the room. You must not leave this room, not under any circumstances, her grandmother strictly instructed. Never? Kana's voice trembled. Not until your parents return to take you home, she replied. Then I'll be safe?
And so what is the salt for?
Yes, her grandmother sighed as her gaze dropped to the floor. Then you'll be safe. However, you can never ever return to Miyazaki. Kana began to cry as her grandmother left the room. Don't leave me, she wailed. Her grandma explained that she could not stay within the room, and for Kana to be sure to lock the door once it was closed. Night fell over the countryside, and Kana, alone and cold in the dimly lit room, sobbed quietly, wondering when her parents would return to take her home. Several hours into the cold night, she heard her grandfather call out to her. Kana, are you okay? If you're scared, I can come in to keep you company. You don't have to be all alone. Open the door, he said. Kana leapt up and moved over to the door to unlock it. But then was open.
You better not. Those were not part of the instructions left by your grandma. Girl, you better not.
Overcome with an icy chill as she approached, and realized that something was wrong. Her grandfather's voice was somehow different.
Haha! It is Lady Hachishakusama. She is trying to trick you into letting her in by transforming into your grandpa. But she must have not gotten his voice correctly. So her acting skills are...
Open up, the grandfather asked again. It's safe now. Kana looked to her side, and she could see the salt in the bowl slowly turning black as she heard the sound. Pull, 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 emanating from the other side of the door.
Come on.
She backed away into the center of the room and cried uncontrollably for the rest of the night. Morning eventually arrived.
Hey, but they should have given her some water before leaving. Come on now. Y'all gonna let that little girl die of thirst, bruh? Well, even some food. She gonna be hungry and thirsty at the same time. Shit, man. Nah, that's tough.
And so did Kana's parents, who quickly took her into their arms and into their car. They exited Miyazaki immediately, sadly, never to return. Once back in Tokyo, Kana kept in touch with her grandparents, and she felt an eternal sorrow that she would never be able to visit them again, and that they were too elderly to travel. Okay. This sorrow was even further amplified when several years later, her grandfather passed away, and she was unable to attend his funeral. Then, just last week, Kana's grandmother called to give her some terrible news. She had been diagnosed with cancer. Her grandmother then asked Kana if she would come see her one last time before she died. Kana was confused. But, Grandma, she started, it's not safe. It's fine, her grandmother went on. That all happened a long time ago. You're all grown up now. I'm sure it will be fine. Are you sure? Kana asked.
That might just be another Lady Hachishakusama's trick. Don't you fall for it. Don't you fall for it. Don't you fall for it.
I'm sure, came the reply, along with the bone-chilling pull, pull.
I told y'all.
Pull,
I told y'all.
Which made
I
Kana
freaking
drop
told
the
y'all.
phone, retreat into the corner of the room, and relive the horrific feelings she had felt that night when she was in her grandparents' home, alone, in the dark.
But wait, does that mean that the 8-foot tall lady was her grandma, or did the 8 foot tall lady the grandma at some point later on? Hey man, this was a very good, interesting animated story. It kind of falls into the realm of horror story. I freaking enjoyed it, and I would love to react to some more. That of course depends on what you guys think. So don't forget to leave a comment. Alright y'all, as always, if you haven't already, make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon to stay tuned for more. But most importantly, if possible, don't forget to hit that super chat / donate, as it is the best way to support your boy. Love you all, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.